a lot of us have never grasped the idea that the greatest love doesn't come from another person. There's a long grieving period when that happens. Oh, it's devastating when you learn that romantic love doesn't satisfy your deepest heart. Only God's love does. The God within you. The God being that you are, that composes every thought, emotion that you've ever thought and will ever think. And it's hard to see that until you deconstruct and destroy, shatter into a billion pieces the apparatus through which you perceive this thing called consciousness. And it's not real. All of it is just programming and trauma and chains, and you can't see it. It's sad because you feel like you're getting cast off by the world. You feel like the world is abandoning you and casting you off just because not many people want to be in a relationship unless they can control you in some way. Think about it. We learn about family values. Family values are all about control, staying within the cultural context, accepting what the cultural conditioning tells you you should accept. Free expression, being who you are. You're different every day. God's different every day. God becomes you, and you experience what should be orgasmic ecstasy in every single cell of your being in every moment. But also the devastation and also the hell, heaven and hell. It's beautiful, if you ask me. So being happy, it's like a death sentence. It's like a prison sentence if you want to stay happy and you want to stay stagnant. The mainstream definition of happiness is basically nonsense because it's just being a robot. You don't change, you don't evolve. So the thing about becoming connected to Source, connected to God, is that you want someone else to be on that journey with you who's deepening their connection and intimacy with God. Like, I don't want to be with anyone unless I only want to be with someone who's committed to God more than they're committed to me. They're committed to evolving their God being within their heart and shedding all the layers and going deeper and deeper and deeper into purity every day, facing every hell that is needed to face, every hell in you that you have been programmed to create hells. We're all programmed to create hells within the hologram. And what you perceive now is just the hell, the synchronized hell that most of the masses perceives because they feed their brain with fear and garbage and trash every day from the TV like they're supposed to. So what I'm saying is you have to go insane on the level of a schizophrenic or losing your mind or a complete nervous breakdown if you want the ultimate. Because I think of the rest of it is just the half-assed stuff. Because the guy on the corner in the city, in wherever, the homeless guy who's rambling to himself, he's lost, he's out of it, everything that's in him is in you. And until you realize that, you'll never be free. You'll always be confined to this frequency ceiling of culture. And culture is false. Culture is telling me that I can't say things, I can't express things because you'll think I'm weird. And, well, I don't want that. I don't want that character of Peter. Who's that character? Go back to being the character that I thought you were based on my holographic projection of reality that is basically just cultural construction, cultural conditioning, and a slave sentence. So until you confront the fact that misery and hells and all of those things are in you because you are one with all of creation, we're all drawing from the same well, the same supercomputer of consciousness, just experiencing itself from different angles, then you'll always be enslaved and you'll always have that vague feeling of, well, I can't do that because, the TV said, and I'll be weird and my family and my friends will think I'm weird. But what you realize is when you start to get freer and have more courage and have more people break your heart and you understand that a lot of people's love and a lot of people's approval is sort of like eating Doritos. It's like the lowest frequency. And once you can deal with, the scorn, the mocking, the people disliking you just because you're confident or just because you're free, you don't wear the chains around your neck that give you a shock collar, that shock you every time you say something that the television didn't tell you to say, or feel something that the television didn't tell you to feel. Then you realize, there's this deeper love and God wants to explode supernovas in my heart every day if I just unchain myself and unshackle myself from the bounds of this false culture that is just cultural conditioning and cultural programming. It's like a dance. It's like a square dance. Oh, you're not reading your lines correctly. Go back to being that, Peter, because you're making me uncomfortable and you're making me examine new parts of myself. You got to just destroy it all, and then God does the rest.